Hi everyone, welcome. I am a little bit early, so let's wait for people to jump on. Very excited about today's masterclass. So as you hop on, let me know that you're here. Very happy to see you here. Very excited. I hope that you had a great week. It's actually Friday evening, so the weekend's coming up very soon. It is a weekend actually. So what are your plans for the weekend? Okay, 4 more minutes. I have a tendency to always be early no matter what I do. So this is me. But that's okay. People have time to jump on. Take your time. How's the weather where you are? I hope it's not too cold. It's getting quite cold here in France. But I'm planning to go back to the beach soon. Hi! I can see people jumping on. Hello. I guess I'm not the only one to be early. So if you are here, just feel free to write a comment and say hi, say where you're from. It's nice to connect with others as well in the group. And I love to know that you're here, so thank you for joining us. So we have 3 more minutes to go. We're still waiting for people to jump on. Hi, Jelani. Hi. So we have a fellow author here because Jelani has written a lot of poetry collections, poems. They are beautiful poems, so I highly recommend that you go and check them out. So welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you here. So feel free to share if you have any questions, during the live. You're welcome to ask them. So I have to admit, it's the first time that I do a live and that I do a live on the phone. So I can see some comments and I hope that I will be able to see everybody's comment throughout the whole video. So I highly recommend that, you enjoy that masterclass, grab a pen and paper to take some notes. And maybe put some nice relaxing kind of music in the background. Could be something very nice to do. Alright, we're still waiting 2 more minutes for it to start. Thank you, Jelani, for being so early. Where are you from? Tell us where you're from. So I was actually born in France, but I grew up in Tahiti, and then I went to study in New Zealand. So that's how I became bilingual, and I just love English now. And I think you're the same, Jelani. Am I pronouncing your name right, Jelani? I hope so. Alright, 1 more minute. We're still waiting for people to jump on. Algeria, wow, that's a long way. Well, welcome. We're happy to have you here. I remember actually in your poem you mentioned about your home country. Beautiful poetry collection. You feel free to share, by the way, in the group. If you have a link to your books, feel free to share that. Always happy to have some fellow authors in the group. So there we go. Somebody else had just jumped on. So hello. Feel free to say hi. We have 1 more minute to go. Oh, 7 o'clock. There we go. So, okay, I know that a few more people will be jumping on very soon. Oh, okay. Can you hear me better now? Yep, thank you for telling me, Jelani. Can you hear me better now? Is that better? I want to make sure that everybody can hear me. You're right, I tend to speak very slowly. Just let me know if you can all hear me. Just feel free to say hi. I might actually try something. I'll try to speak as loudly as possible, but let me know if you can hear me fine, okay? And if you can't hear me, oh, thank you, beautiful Christine. Hi, Alexandra. Oh my God, excited to have you all here. So Jelani asked me to. Okay, thank you, Christine. Perfect. Ah, my voice not high. Hi from Germany. Right. Jelani, if you have some headphone, that might be able to help you. Christine, Alexandra, let me know if you can also hear me, or should I get my microphone? Actually, we are all fine here. Let me get my microphone. All right. Yeah, you can hear me fine. But let's see if this works. Okay, guys, I'm taking the microphone, this out because I don't think it's working. Okay, so most people can hear me fine. Jelani, I hope you can hear me better. So let's start. Welcome to this masterclass, my first live masterclass and first live on the phone. So very happy to be here, very happy to have you here. So we have a lot to cover, actually. Thank you, Jelani, perfect. So we have a lot to cover, but, we're going to do our best. And the whole point is also that, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me your questions. We're going to try and do a Q&A at the end. But I'm happy, I'm excited too, Christine. I'm happy to be doing this live as well, if you have questions as well. So let's get started. So what is this masterclass all about? Well, it's all about writing and publishing your first book in just 90 days. So, who is it for? It is for people like you guys. Well, we have actually 2 authors live at the moment. But Alexandra and Jelani have both published books, and Christine is my fellow coach, a wonderful quantum transformational coach, and she is also in the process of publishing and writing and publishing her own book. So yes, people like you, Christine. So there you go, aspiring writers, soulful entrepreneurs, passionate business owners, people who have a story, who have a passion, who have something that they want to share, who have gone through a transformation. This is what this program is. This is who this program is for. So I want everyone to be able to share their story. Now, just in case you didn't know, there was an American study done, and they found that 80% of Americans wanted to write a book, and only 0.01% of people actually did it. Now, this is quite surprising, and also 97% of people who start a book never actually finish it. And out of 1,000 people who write a book, only 30 will go up to the end and see the task completed. So you know, if you have written and published your book, and if you're about to write and publish your first book, or if it is something, hi Vicky, hi. If it is something that you do want to do, then you are in the right place and on the right track, and it is going to be something wonderful that you will always look back on as being one of the highlights of your life. So, you know, when you publish your own book, you don't only, it's not all about sharing your story, but it's also about being able to inspire others. You know, you do that, you are being yourself in your book to be able to inspire other people. And yes, it will be, you know, it's a great way to create or generate a passive income, but it's not what it's really about. And it will add credibility to your business, especially if you are a business owner or an entrepreneur. So that's one of the main reasons that people that I work with personally on one-on-one coaching work with me for. They, you know, they want to give something else back to their clients, so they will they publish their own book, and then they are able to include this in the package that they offer their clients. Now, I want to just go quickly over the differences between traditional publishing, vanity publishing, and self-publishing, and why I choose self-publishing and why I recommend that you choose self-publishing. Yes, Christine, you want your credibility. Yes, you are definitely going to boost your credibility and offer more value. Yes. And oh my God, people, watch out for Christine's book that's coming out very soon, because it's going to be amazing. Hi, Penny. Hi, welcome. Nice to have you here. Oh my God, we are growing. Welcome, everybody. Very happy to have you here. So quickly, to get over all the different types of publishing available at the moment, traditional publishing, it's still something that most people want to, you know, obviously want to get into. You all want, well, we all want to have our book, like J.K. Rowling, published by a big publishing house. But why? It's because, you know, it enables us to get our name out there. However, if you really look at it, it's not actually that beneficial, because you don't really get any royalty. You don't have any control over your book or your publishing right anymore. And a friend of mine actually was very disappointed, because, you know, he was not able to get any access to any sales. He got a $600 paycheck after about a year of having his book been published by a traditional publishing company. So he was very disappointed. I'm not saying that you shouldn't try and go for it. You can always go for that. But do this after you've self-published. It's fine. You can self-publish, and publishers who are really interested in your book will get your book even though it has been published. This is actually how a lot of famous authors now, and even Netflix TV shows have been, you know, they've been based on books that had been self-published and were in one of the #1. Oh, Vicky, this is more or less what happened to me and my book. Wow, there you go. So, yes, so exactly. Yeah, we need to be very careful with traditional publishing, and we still need to always be aware that it is always a possibility. But it shouldn't stop anyone from self-publishing, because it's not something to look down on. On the contrary, it's something that gives us so much freedom. And vanity publishers, oh my God, look out for them. They are not illegal, they are not scammers, but there are a lot of scammers that use this cover to steal people, basically rob people. So what vanity publishers are is that they offer you an opportunity to market your book. They even say that they will be going to agents or to traditional publishing company or houses, but they ask you for money. So they will ask you for, you know, £2,000 to £3,000. They will ask you for 500 copies of your book. And the problem is, most of the time they won't be able to prove to you that they are publishing, well, you know, your book won't necessarily be in a bookstore. It will be online. You won't be able to check how many books are actually sold and where they're actually being published. So I don't recommend. You will find that vanity publishers are very good at finding you as soon as you have published your book. They will probably read the summary of your book and they will give you a call and they will be like, hey, wow, Mahia, I see that you are an author. I've read your book and I'm very interested. I think you're going to be wonderful. And they're very good at complimenting authors. And it is a bit sad because for aspiring authors, you know, people who are really excited about having their book out there, it can be something that, you know, they get really excited about and then they feel let down. Happened to me, happened to many people I know. So don't worry about vanity publishers. I would say I don't recommend that you go for them, but it's up to you, obviously. If you do have the money and you want to give it a try, then why not? It's up to you. I actually would do it if I was living in a city and you know, the vanity publisher was right there. I could check. So there we go. And now, why am I here actually? Why am I going to take you through 12 steps that I personally use to write and publish my books in 90 days? And, you know, these are steps that you're going to be able to use to publish your book in just 90 days. Why 90 days? You can actually publish your book and write it in a much shorter amount of time. You know, preparing for this masterclass has enabled me to actually write a book about it. So next week, I'm going to release a book, which is going to be titled, Write and Publish Your Book in 90 Days. So, you know, you can do it much more quickly. And yes, thanks, Jelani. And the quicker, the more you get familiar with all these steps, the quicker and the better you're going to be able to write and publish your books. Okay, so why me? Because at the moment I am a writing coach and I am a quantum manifestation coach. So what do? I basically specialize in helping people make their dreams come true. And becoming a writer is one such dream that I had, and I know it is a dream that many people have. And so basically I have a background in journalism, and I've been a writer for more than 15 years now. And but you know, when COVID hit, this is when everything kind of changed, and I decided to launch myself as an author. And I managed to actually write and publish 9 books in 7 months. So it was something that I really threw myself in there. In the whole, I learned so much. I watched so many videos on how to self-publish and how to do it properly. And also learned about myself as I wrote books that desperately wanted to come out. So this is why I'm here, and I'm here to help you today, you know, get inspired and get started and, you know, get through all these steps to write and publish your book in just 90 days, because 3 months is great. You know, in 3 months' time, we're going to be in 2022. It's going to be a new year. It can be a new you. It can be, you know, new dreams come true. So, okay, so let's start. If you have a pen and paper, I highly recommend that you grab one. If you don't, you can watch the replay. And what I want you to know is that you are welcome to just contact me and get in touch with me. I'm going to be posting a link in the group as soon as the event is over. And you will be able to book a call with me. It's totally free. I just want you to ask any questions that you may have, and we can go through any one or more of these steps that you might have questions on. So, thank you, Christine. Thank you, you're beautiful. Oh my God, you are all amazing. Thank you all for being here. Okay, so let's start. What's step number 1? Shoes. Shoes. Shoes has many dimensions to this word. First of all, you know, when you want to write a book, you must choose, but you must choose to write that book. You must commit. You must commit to being ready to writing that book. So a very simple thing to do is to write down that affirmation and say it to yourself twice a day for a week. So basically, for people who write non-fiction books, and especially clients who work with me on that, we do 1 step in 1 week. So 1 step equals 1 week. For people who are writing fiction books, it usually can be up to 2 weeks per step. Just so you know. So, you know, choose step 1. doing at least 1 week, but I highly recommend that you carry on with this throughout the whole process. But yes, choose. So write down and say, I choose to commit to writing and publishing my first book in 90 days. Simple, but very important. And then another one that you can use is, I choose to committing to making my dreams come true. I choose to commit to making my dreams come true. And I'm going to say dreams because we have many dreams and you can make them all true. So these are very powerful affirmations, and all these steps you'll see they are book related, but some of them can be applied to life in general. So definitely choose, okay? So choose what you want to do. And then also, oh, thank you, Christine. I'm glad they help. So I think, yes, this is something that, it's very highly motivational anyway in the morning. So the next thing to choose, obviously, is the topic. So ask yourself some questions, what is it that you really want to write about? What kind of books do you like? What commitment to self is so key. Yes, it is, Christine. Oh my God, it is. We know that. Yes. Commitment. There was somebody, I think it was actually Tony Robbins, who said, you need to commit to your goals. And just like a mother, yes, commitment, Jelani, just like a mother who had her children in a burning building, what would the mother do? She would never let her children die, right? She would run in the burning building and get them out. This is the kind of commitment that you need to have to actually pursue and achieve your goals. Nothing can stop you when you feel like that. So if writing a book and publishing your book and having it and holding it in your hand in just 3 months is something that you desperately, really want, not desperately, but really want, this is the type of commitment you should, go for, and you have it within you. Okay, so choose the topic. First thing, obviously, first step, choose what is it that you want to write about. Why do you want to write that? Your big why. Why? Why do you want to write that book? What is it going to do for you? Is it going to be great for your business? Is it going to allow you to share something that you've been through, that, you've gone through a transformation? Why? Vicky, a coach of mine recently said, replace the world goal by promise. I love this. That hit home for me. Love this. Yes. Beautiful. Yes, I'm going to give that. Thank you, Vicky. Beautiful. So there you go. You have a coach too. Very, very interesting how many coaches have coaches. But that's not a surprise. The more you actually work with a coach, the more you realize the value of having a coach. And the more you want to be a coach, actually. Okay, step 2, research. Yes, I know it's not the funniest part, but it can be. Just because as writers and as business owner, coaches need to have coaches. Yes, I agree, Vicky. Yes, love coaching and love coaches. Love you guys. Okay, so research. So when I talk about research, in life, if you are here anyway, you are curious. So, it's not something very big that you need to do differently. That is who you are already. But what I recommend is that you start to research the who. So who your book will be for. So your ideal reader, research. Your ideal, not client, really reader. So who is going to be attracted by your book? Who will want to read your book? Okay, so that's just very important. Another part of the research has to do with what kind of genre you want to write. So, it can be a biography, it can be self-help book, it can be a guide, it can be also a fiction book. And, in fiction book there are many genres. So, yes, audience, Jelani. So, research your genre. So, it's just very important. Familiarize yourself with what type of book you like and what type of book you want to write, because it's going to become so much more instinctive. The more you read books that you love and the more you kind of write the book that you love as well, it will just merge and it will just flow so much more easily when you do that. So that's one thing to research as well. Very important. Next thing, very important to research it. Step 2, week 2. The format. Choose your format early. Why? Because I made the mistake of choosing the format at the very end, and then I had to redo so many things, and it just wasted so much time. So choose your format early on. If you want an A5 book, so there are many formats, and in America it's quite different from France. But yeah, just choose your format. An A5 book is usually, choose if you want a hardcover, if you want a paperback. Choose your format, choose what style, what kind of books you want, and research that. Now, if you jump on a call with me, if you give me a call, I can send you directly a like ready-made format document, so a Word document. But all you need to do is copy and paste your book in there, and then you'll have the automatic format already made. But you can also look for it online. They are available in many different places, and you can definitely, so in the book that I've written, I take you through the exact steps, but you can go in your Word document or your WPS if you have Mac, and you go to page layout, and you change the size, and you choose A5. It's going to shrink everything together, but it's very important because somebody that I coach, for example, has started to write the book on notes, and we noticed by doing this that, chapter 1 was already 73 pages for just one chapter. So it's just very important. It's going to give you an idea of how many pages you're writing, and do it now, because if you do it too late, it's going to be, such a hassle, and you might have to delete so many things. So go for it. And then another thing that's very important is Kindle. What I've learned, and I'm sure Alexandra and and maybe even Jelani will agree with me, but basically when you write a book and you publish it on KDP, which is what I'm going to talk about, Amazon, you are going to export your document as a PDF and upload this in KDP, and this is going to be a printed book. Sorry guys. Ooh. And however, on Kindle, now KDP asks for an EPUB file, and you can convert a PDF in an EPUB file at the end, but it doesn't look good. And also, do not upload a PDF file on Kindle like directly. It just looks awful, and then people can't. The good thing about Kindle is that you can zoom in, you can select a word, you can look for the meaning of the word, you can link a chapter to the table of content. So it's just very important to do your Kindle properly. There are a lot more Kindle readers nowadays. I personally only read on Kindles if I can. So, so just make sure you download Kindle Create. It's available on Amazon on their own website. Just Google download Kindle Create. Open it and have fun with it. Just play with it. Try to learn how to do it. There are some video tutorials. And again, in the new book that I'm writing, I'm going to take you step by step through the whole thing. So, yeah, it's just very important. Another thing to research, ISBN. ISBN, very important. Amazon will give you an ISBN for free, Barnes & Noble as well, but you can only publish your book on Amazon using that ISBN. If you want to buy your own, you can. It's a bit expensive. Last time I checked, it was $125 per ISBN, and just realize and understand that one format, one book, will have its own ISBN. If you want your same book in a hardcover, you're going to have to buy another ISBN for that one. So it has some benefits. If you want to sell, for example, 500 copies in your local library, then that's good. If you only sell a few copies or give to your clients, it's no point. Just get Amazon to print your book on demand, and you'll have free ISBN. Next thing, though, I don't know if many authors do it right, but I hope so. Copyright. So, for example, in France, to own my copyright, I have to register on the local, on the National French Library website, and I have to create some kind of identification paper, and then I have to send them a printed copy of my book. So that way, It's actually locked in an archive. It's not even exposed, or like nobody can see your book, but it means that I own the copyright of that book, and it is compulsory. It is something that you have to do to legally own the copyright of your book and to legally be able to publish your book. So check in your country, what does it mean? Like, what is it for you? How, you know, you don't necessarily need to have your own company as well. If you have your own company, you can do it under that company. But just make sure that that at least the copyright is protected. It's very easy for people to just use the same book and then republish it using another title, for example. So, okay, next step. So we are number 3, plan. Week 3, plan. So obviously you're welcome to start writing at the very beginning, you know, from step 1, grab a notebook, walk around, write down your ideas, start writing if you feel like it. But you're really going to get to dive deep into the writing stage from step 4 with me anyway. But obviously you can do whatever you want. But step 3, which is really important, is to plan, because having a writing routine, it's very important to stay committed, like we talked about, and you know, to stay consistent. So you need to figure out in your life, it depends on how much, like how busy you are, how much time can you allocate to your writing, and during that time, how much are you able to write, and how often can you write during the week. So obviously, it doesn't really matter. You can decide that you can write 4,000 words per week, and in 4 weeks, you've got 16,000 words. The number of words doesn't actually matter. I wrote a book in 3 weeks, and it was 27,000 words. This is like 205 pages. Yes, Christine. So, yes, so this is, you know, this is just to give you an idea. But it's good for you to do it and for yourself to assess how much are you able to write. Now, it could be that, for example, you take, I don't know, 2 to 4 hours Saturday morning and you just write at that time. And that's fine. Whatever it is for you, just figure out your writing routine. Very important. Next thing, have a deadline. Yes, have a deadline, because it doesn't matter when you start, but it does matter when you want to finish. I want you to have a deadline, to have a goal, and, you know, we're going to, especially if you work with me one-on-one, but even if you ask me some questions, or at least talk to 2 people that really care about you, about your goal and your book, and tell them your deadline. Tell yourself your deadline, when you want to have your book in your hands by. So let's say we are, what are we, the beginning of November, December, January. Okay, so we say mid-February, Valentine's Day, boom, I'm going to have my book published, and I'm going to hold it in my hand. Valentine's Day, this is a great deadline. You can choose whatever date you want, but choose a deadline, very important. It will, you know, it's part of the SMART goal setting. You know, you set a goal that is actually feasible for you, you know, make it realistic. Oh, so you're welcome, Christine. Yes, I'm holding you accountable because I can't wait to see your book. And I highly recommend, I mean, you guys are going to see when it comes out, I'm going to publish something very special about that book. So, Christine, we are all waiting for your book. So, deadline, yes. And then, and that actually, you know, from my friend Christine, she's actually having a masterclass on Sunday. I highly recommend you check out her group, Transform with Christine. She's doing a beautiful, beautiful masterclass. And in her last challenge, 5-day challenge, energy challenge, she mentioned her, you know, dealing with sacred space. It's all to do with energy. And I want to use that sacred space, but more in your writing routine. Set up a sacred space. Christine, what will your book be about? You guys can chat about that. It's very exciting. And Vicky, you might be really interested in her masterclass on Sunday, by the way. Okay, let's just say it. Christine's masterclass is going to be about how to create, or how she manifested 9Ks in 48 hours. So if that doesn't make you want to go and grab a seat, I don't know what will. I did, and I can't wait. So there you go. All right, so set up a sacred space. You know, when you want to write, yes, you have to set up a space where you feel very comfortable, where you feel really in the mood. You can have candles, you can have a little nook, you can be surrounded by books, whatever it is that you feel really comfortable in doing. So, you know, it can also be like a very spacious room outside, or even like a garden, a hut, or even taking your computer by the pool, to be honest, whatever it feels for you. Oh, I love you too, Christine. Yes, can't wait. Yes, thank you, Jelani. Yes, planning and outlining is a key to making progress, definitely. So this is, yes, this was step 3 only. Step 4, week 4. We are diving deep into writing here. So by the week 4, step 4, you should really like be comfortable to have started writing. But this step is all about something that I'm specializing in, which is imagination. Imagine. As a quantum manifestation coach, I've made all of my dreams come true. Every time I had a dream, I would just imagine how it would feel to have accomplished it, and one way or another, I made it true. For me, it was so powerful that I really noticed a pattern, and this same pattern can be applied, and I applied it when you write and publish your own book. Yes, step 4, imagination. Lani, excellent. Yes, so imagine. Okay, so, you know, imagine what does it feel like to hold your book in your hand. You know, visualize yourself holding your book in your hand. This is actually what I did so many times for my book, and I would just imagine that I was clutching the book to my chest and feeling absolutely, utterly exhilarated. And it's amazing, because the one book that I really felt like that, this is exactly how I feel every time I pick it up now. So, you know, and it's really amazing how it actually turned out to look the same way that you imagined it to be. So play around with this. Like, seriously, imagine your ideal cover. Imagine your ideal feel. Like, when you open your book, what is it going to look like? What is it going to feel like? The smell of the paper, you know, visualize it, have fun. And I'm going to tell you a secret here. The best time to do visualization and to practice this, especially on a quantum energetic level, is 5 to 10 minutes before sleep. Before you go to sleep, this is when you should do that. This is when your brain enters a more relaxed state. This is where your subconscious mind is more easily reprogrammed. So your brain doesn't make the difference between what's real and what's not. We know that already. But, you know, when you imagine before you go to sleep, it's almost like computer software, and you actually give it a command. You are commanding it to literally make that thing come true, because for your brain, it's real, it exists. So it's got to come into your reality. So just play around with that, because as far-fetched as it might sound to some, I'm sure that it hits close to home for others. And yeah, it's very powerful. Okay, step 5. Write. Very simple step, but definitely like get into this. Write. Okay, so but the one thing about that step is that to really, really avoid making all the mistakes that I've made, and to really get your manuscript done. Oh my God, yes, Vicky, you confirm. As a hypnotherapist, yes. The brain makes a super wheel and makes all the difference in the world when you wake up the next morning. So Vicky, a beautiful, beautiful hypnotherapist, by the way, an amazing coach as well. My God, yes. And yeah, I'm so glad that you agree with this. I really agree with what you say. You know, we're actually very powerful people in this group. And Alexandra, I didn't see much from you, but oh my God, this woman is also amazing. Jelani as well. So yeah, all connect with each other if you can, because you're all beautiful people. Okay, so write. So when you write, there's one thing I'm asking my client to do, but I highly recommend everybody does it, is what's that? Tap. Alexandra is waving. I know you are here. Hi. Okay. I'm going to get to that. So when you write, finish your writing. Finish your first draft. Don't go back to the beginning every time you open your Word document. Don't reread your first chapter 100 or 120 times like I did. That served no purpose, because this is what I did. And I think for about close to 10 years because I finally finished a book that I started 10 years ago within 2 months. But for 10 years, I tried to, and what I did is reread and rewrite and rework on the same one chapter for so long. And then my mother, lost the thumb drive where I had all, like, my last draft on it. She lost it. So I lost everything that I had done. And then I realized, okay, so what do? Do I give up? Or do I? So for a few years, I left it to the side and I didn't want to look at it anymore. And then I picked it up again. And when I did, I just didn't stop. And I went right through to the end of the first draft. And that made all of the difference. It just helps. It really helps you get the story done, the storyline done, everything done. Everything is... Wow, Vicky, 60,000 word book in 3 weeks and never reread. Well, there you go. This is how we make things happen. Don't stop. Don't correct spelling mistakes or grammar mistakes. Don't even worry about when you type the word wrong. It doesn't matter. Just go to the end and stay there. Go there. So that's right. So that's 1 week of like writing. Number 6, week 6, step 6, focus. The key to success, one of the keys to success. I believe personally that focus and consistency equals discipline, and that discipline is one of the things that all of the very successful people in the world have in common. Discipline. It is something that I believe comes naturally when we really want to achieve something. It's not even something you have to work on. But for some of us, depending on what we want to do, yes, exactly. No, obviously, Vicky, you reread it after you finished. Yes, focus. Yes, so focus, because when you have a goal, when you have a clear idea of where you're going, it doesn't matter how you're going to get there. What matters is that you have the goal, you have the destination in sight, and obviously you need to enjoy the journey, but keep your eyes on the goal, keep your eyes on the destination. So, this is very, very important. So this is, yes, and also to help you focus, I highly recommend that people do every day. That's what I keep telling my clients. But if you can practice, it's actually, hi Christine, it's actually a very cool exercise, and it's a very easy exercise to do, but not many of us do it. But it's actually amazing how it helps you hone your focus. A candle. Light up a candle, and 5 minutes every morning and 5 minutes every night. You just focus on the candle. You don't even worry if you're meditating or not meditating. I just want you to focus on that candle. Just look at the flame, observe the flame. Just look at the flame and focus on the flame. Try and be like, oh, I'm curious. I'm going to look at the flame. That's it. And it will end up being a meditation practice. And it will definitely help you focus much more easily from now on. Like, it's definitely something that's going to be helping you in every area of your life. So that's something that I do and that I recommend that you all do. So beautiful, beautiful. Next step. Having a clear goal helps you to be focused. Exactly. Yes, having a clear deadline. What type of book you want to write, and what it's going to feel like and look like, and having a clear goal definitely helps you be focused. And being focused helps you achieve your goals. So it goes both ways. Okay, so next step, 7, flow. Flow, such a beautiful word. Flow. There are no right or wrong ways to write. Everybody is different, and the beauty about self-publishing is that we are actually a lot more free now to write any way we want. So go with the flow, go with your gut. Yes, Vicky. Candle makes sense because it brings you into a theta state. Exactly. Beautiful. Beautiful. And before sleep as well. You go into a theta state just before sleep. So, Vicky and I agree on that. Yes, Jelani, flow. So, yes. So, go with your gut. Go with the flow, literally. And this is where I want to bring up procrastination and the writer's block. Both of them, by the way, are stories that we tell ourselves because we don't want to do something. But to go quickly, procrastination is, it starts to come up when we have fears coming up. When, there will come a time when you're writing your book when you will start to doubt yourself and you'll be like, is my book any good? Is it actually worth it? Am I wasting my time? What am I doing? Nobody's going to want to read it. Who am I to write this? Blah, blah, blah. These are, it's all irrational fears coming up, and it's absolutely normal because you're about to do what I did tonight. Step out of your comfort zone and do something new. You're writing and publishing your first book. This is no small feat. So, it's okay. It is, procrastinating is okay, and it's actually absolutely normal. When you begin to procrastinate, when you start to put off things that you should be doing today, what I recommend that you do is that you consciously make a decision to not do the thing that you don't want to do right now for 1, 2, 3 days maximum. So you say to yourself, okay, for 3 days, I don't worry about my book. I don't have to worry about the writing stage. I don't think about it. I just do whatever I want. So you just do other things. You spend time with your family, with your friends, with your children. You focus on yourself. You pamper yourself. You treat yourself. You whatever. Do that for 3 days. And then the trick is, after 3 days, maximum 3 days, no more than that. Otherwise it becomes depression. But basically, after 3 days, when you wake up that morning, when you know that it is your writing time, just don't think. Like literally, don't think. And so what I do is I think, I'm happy, it's fun. I just repeat one thing in my head over and over and over again. I don't think about anything. I really force myself not to think about, I'm going to open my computer and I'm going to get in, what am I going to write? And no, don't think. Whatever you can do to do that, you don't think. Open your laptop, still thinking that I'm happy. Open your Word document, I'm happy. And then you get to where you were and you left your book and you just, boom, you're in there. And then you give yourself 15 seconds. And you say to yourself, fine, I have 15 seconds. If it's 15 seconds, I hate what I'm doing, I'm going to stop. So you do that. And then you'll find after 15 seconds, either you look at the clock and you're like, okay, I'm going to try another 15 seconds. Or by then, you're already in your book. And if you're like me, you're going to be just drawn into your book again very quickly. As soon as you've passed, you just overcome that fear of, it's the same fear that I had when I wanted to do yoga again and I couldn't step on the mat. And, Christine helped me. And, it is something that you just have to get over. So that's my trick for you. And I hope that it works for you. And as for the writer's block, same thing. Step away from your manuscript. Just don't look at it for 2 to 3 days. And do other things. But do other things that you love. Read books. Watch movies. Empty your head. Go for a hike or a walk. Do something that you don't normally do. Take the car and, I don't know, go to the next town and have a meal at a restaurant. Just do other things. So, the writer's block is not actually a lack of inspiration. I think it's, yes, Christine, thank you. Yes, breaking past the first block and flow. Exactly. And actually, it reminds me of that metaphor of the river that you use. So it's definitely it. Okay, I'm just going to take a minute for that. Vicky, I think the key to those 2-3 days is to not feel guilty about not writing at the moment. Yes, otherwise you don't make maximum use of scrolling time. Exactly. And you will just end up feeling exhausted when the time comes. Yes, exactly. Great point made here, Vicky. Exactly. And that's what I wrote in my book as well. You be completely guilt-free. Yes, that's the point. You consciously make the decision to not think about that book. So you're happy about it because you made that conscious decision. And yeah, you don't feel guilty about it. Otherwise, there is no point. This is actually something that somebody I know did. And she ended up feeling more exhausted than anything. So yes, very good point made here, Vicky. Thank you. Okay, so perfect. Now, okay, step 8, editing. So, by the time you go to the editing step or stage, you will have had about 4 weeks of full writing. So after 4 weeks, you should have completed at least your first manuscript. Now, the great thing about editing is I'm going to tell you what I do. And obviously, I'm very keen to know what Vicky and Jelani and Alexandra and Christine will be doing. But this is my personal take on things. And this is what I do, and this is what I recommend people do. First step, you finish your first draft. You just go through again. You don't read. You just correct all of the highlighted words. You know, on your Word document, you have an underscore that's red. So you just go through the document and you correct all of these words. For me, it's like you get back into it without feeling like you are doing that. But the second stage is, this is the massive rereading. So you choose a time when you feel like you have some time, and you go through your whole manuscript non-stop. This is what I do. This is what I recommend. So don't interrupt. No interruption. Go through the whole thing. This is your massive rereading, because you need to understand or to get a feel if your book makes sense, if it's boring, if it has the right amount of dialogue, if it's the way you want it to be, if it's, you know. So that's a big reread. So you do that. When you're done, that should take you like half a day for a 200 pages book. It is time consuming, but it is your baby, so you want it to look great, you know, you want it to be the best it can be. Next one is, I take the whole manuscript and I do it bit by bit, but you run it through something, any software, but I use Grammarly. You run it through Grammarly at that stage. Do you mean a spell check, Mahina? Yes, for the first step, like, you know, just the word spell check. I'm not meaning you read and you do the spell check. You just correct all the word that Word or whatever software you're using highlight as being spelled wrong. Yes, spell check, but don't read the manuscript. That's what I recommend. Next step, you do the big reread. So you do that massive job. So you don't really worry so much about the grammars and the vocabulary and the spelling anymore. But you know, you still correct those under, like, the words with the red underline, and then you run it through Grammarly. So you run it all through Grammarly, and when it's done, you reread it again. Now this time, when you reread it, you try to read it as if you are the audience, your reader, your ideal reader, your client. Okay, so you're your client, you pick up your book, you reread it. Okay, so that's what I recommend. Then you take a break for 1 to 2 days. You don't touch your manuscript, you don't look at it. That's what I recommend. You're welcome to do it your way. This is what I recommend. But take a break, step away from it. It's so helpful, I found, because you just go back and either it flows or things that you need to correct will just pop up automatically. After those 2 days, you reread again. But this time, you read it from your point of view. Not as a writer, as a reader. You read the book as if you picked it up in the bookstore and you're really interested about it. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm just going to read that book. What is it like? And you really try to not think of you as a reader, and you don't think of your audience or your ideal client or ideal reader either. This is you as a reader. And just see, do you like the book? Is it cool? Is it interesting? Is it, you know, do you like it? Because if you don't like it, chances are your ideal reader might like it, but, you know, ideally everybody should like it. You know, you should love your book. So, and you will actually, don't worry about that too much. Now, why... Yeah, I know. So it's 1 week of editing, but it's a lot, but it's definitely worth it. And going through all of these steps will allow you... Hi, Christophe. Bonjour. So going through all of these steps will definitely allow you to polish your manuscript and just have a really well-prepared book and manuscript before you send it to anyone. So then... Oh, thanks, Christine. Yes, exactly. You read from different perspectives. It just gives you a better idea of what you're doing and what your book feels like and looks like to different people. Okay, so the next step, step 9, feedback. Coucou, Christophe. Hi. All right, nice to meet you. We have a French person here. Okay, so feedback. Week 9 is all about... This time you have your manuscript. It's almost ready to send to a publisher if you wanted to, or to self-publish. But before that, it's very important to send it to at least one person, up to 3 people. That's what I recommend, to get their feedback. So ideally, try and get... Ah bah oui, Vicky parle français. Vicky speaks French. Haha, there you go. You can communicate with each other. And I think Christophe speaks English as well. So anyway, everybody can speak. It's just great. Bonjour, bonjour. Okay, all right. So where was I? Feedback, yes. So try and ask 3 people that I recommend that you use 3 people that you really know are going to give you genuine feedback. You know, not people who don't want to hurt your feelings, and not people who don't have, who never read. You know, try and find ideal clients, or, you know, when I coach people, obviously I do that for them. I go through and I give them feedback. But you can also ask, yeah, a family member if you want, or a really close friend, or somebody who's passionate about what you do and your writing, and just like one of your former clients maybe. So that's great. And then if you want, if you can afford it, getting feedback from somebody that actually working in that field can help. So there's an online platform that I use a lot called Upwork, and they have rather affordable people, and they have feedback reviewers that you can use. So it's always a good idea. Otherwise, you know, 1 to 3 people is a good thing. Don't ask too many people for too much feedback. It's overwhelming otherwise. And also, when you get the feedback, when you get the manuscript from those people with the comments in the manuscript, try and take one and apply the changes that you feel you should apply. You don't have to always, you know, do what people tell you to do. Just go with your gut again. So do the changes that you feel you want to apply, and then take the other one and do that, and then take the other one and do that with the other one. That's what I personally recommend. Even if it looks, you know, if 2 people comment on the same sentence, it's fine. I mean, you will be able to see the sentence you've written and the comment you've made, and you choose whatever is best for you. So feedback, but remember, it's always your decision in the end, okay? So just always go with your guts, but, you know, be open to constructive criticism, and send it to people who really care about what you do. This is very important. All right, step 10, design. Yes, it's actually a very exciting process, and you know, part of the process, but it can be harrowing, and it can be very disturbing and confusing for some people who are not into designing at all. So if you love to design, if you know somebody who is a designer, you know, you can work with that person. If you have used Photoshop before, you can have fun. If you have used InDesign, you can have fun. Avoid spending too much time on it, though. It's very time consuming. It's very easy to get completely dragged into the designing part because it's fun, and because, you know, but what I recommend you use, and still don't spend too much time on it because you will want to, is Canva. Canva, I believe, is a very, very, I don't know, it's an amazing platform that people can use, not just to do their marketing and social media and all that, but also to really, to do the book cover design, and you know, even your inside chapters for your printed book, if you want to upload a PDF on your KDP account. It won't be really useful for Kindle, but definitely. So I recommend you use Canva. Personally, when I did the book covers for my books, I used Canva, and I used the free version. I didn't even have to pay for the paid full version. And Vicky says, I had my creative daughter make a painting for both front and back cover, and had them converted in print shop. Oh my God, came out beautifully, exactly. Yes, exactly. Just a thought, but it's a beautiful thought. So if you, yeah, and same for me. I mean, for my group called 𝐏𝐮𝐬𝐬 the Black Panther, I actually didn't know what kind of cover I wanted to do, and I asked a friend to design a cover, but she did something beautiful, but it was for younger children. And then the friend who was reviewing my manuscript, who is a designer, came up with a beautiful gift for me, a cover, and it was the perfect cover. So ask around, ask friends. If you have friends who are into design, if you have daughters, family members into design, oh my God, ask them, because there will be a lot of love and feelings, you know, that will be put into creating those covers for you. So that's also a beautiful thing. but try if possible to, you know, stay in that that step 10 to 1 week length of time to do your book cover. So when you design your book cover, it's very interesting to so on KDP you can use what they call Kindle book cover creator. So all you need for that is basically the front cover of your book, and then the back cover you cannot really customize. So you can just add a summary of your book, a little bio, a little photo of you, that you can do. And the spine and the back cover are not really customizable. However, if you have somebody who is a designer, they will be able to design the exact PDF, which includes the front cover, the spine, and the back cover. So it's up to you, and it depends on what you can do. But it's okay. It's okay as well if you don't have friend, or you cannot do the back cover yourself. It's actually fine. And I'm actually really impressed with the quality of Amazon's books. The only problem with Amazon is that when we order authors' copies, they take a bit of time, like 3 weeks to arrive, and they're not quite well wrapped. But when people order, they actually order as a client, as a reader, they get a really good copy. So, you know, it's a win-win. It's a win-lose. Well, it depends. I think it's the same everywhere anyway. So, okay, so where am I now? Yes, and your cover should have a clear message. The picture of your cover should convey your message, what your book is all about. The typography needs to be clear. You know, it needs to appeal to your ideal audience. Like I said before, you know, try, you know, if you do a children's book, make sure that the cover suits the younger audience or the older audience that you're trying to reach. Obviously, you know that. And people like Christine has, you know, she showed me a sample of your cover already, or something that she started to work on, and it's very interesting. I'm excited to see how it's going to evolve. And it's clear, it's concise, it's beautiful, it's straight to the point. It just tells the story. Basically, one picture, you know, it's equals to 1,000 words, and it's true. So, you know, be very clear, but be simple. Make it unique, make it yours. Just go with the gut again. Very important. Yes, you're right, Jelani. The cover should be eye-catching. The thing is, yes, be eye-catching, and also, I would say, good point actually, have a look at other covers that that people have of the book that other people you're welcome, Christine, that other people have created. Because, for example, if you look at the law of attraction, this is something that I wrote about in a book called Manifesting. But when I looked at the cover, all of the covers were beautiful. They were books about the law of attraction all have that beautiful cover that I personally really love. That, you know, it looks magical. It looks like it's a quantum world out there, and it looks sparkly, and it has all these colors, and it's beautiful. But my book wouldn't stand out, I felt. And because my book was actually a guide, a step-by-step guide to manifesting the dream life, basically, the life that you desire, I actually made it very simple. It's like a manifesting with a little pencil. I can show you, I have it. But it's, so I decided to consciously make it different. And then for my clients who are taking part in my yearly program called the Manifesting Adventure, I created a different cover, but I use the same book. So you know, you can be, it's very flexible actually. You can do whatever you want, which is great. So you can actually have two covers for different people, different clients. You don't need to put it on Amazon. You can publish it and then just print a few copies, get them delivered to you, and then you send them to your client. That's something that I also want to share with you. For all the coaches out there, or even people who work, by the way, everyone, Christine, Jelani knows, but Vicky, everyone, Alexandra is a beautiful, amazing book reviewer. So if you want to get in touch with her and just see how you can send her your book, a hard copy of your book, she is a beautiful book reviewer. She's got a YouTube channel, and she's just amazing. So. And Christine, yes, you love different covers, yes. So different covers have different purposes, and you know what I found is that this book is actually the book that sells the most out of all the books that I've written. and it's just so popular. Even though the cover was not quite into that law of attraction mood, it still hit the niche that I wanted to hit. But it hit like the mini. Oh, hi, Marty. It hit like the the niche that I wanted to reach. So that's perfect. Okay, so that was for the cover. Now, step 11, publish. Wow. Okay, so the next two steps are actually very big steps and very big topics. And again, in the books that I've just written and that will be published next week, I will take you through these steps step by step. So you don't need to worry too much about it. But for those who don't know, I think Christine doesn't know, and Vicky maybe doesn't know. Or Vicky, have you published your book on KDP yet? But if you haven't, so basically to publish your book on Amazon, first thing you need to do is to create a KDP account. Publish. Yes, Delaney. Publishing. So Amazon is great, to be honest. I checked a few different platforms, and when you consider the royalty and you consider how long they take to pay you, no, you haven't, Vicky. Okay, great. So you might enjoy these steps. So yes, so I've checked a lot of different platforms. Barnes & Nobles, other places, and Amazon really stood out, really did. And I watched a few videos of reviews, and everybody recommended Amazon. So I decided to create a KDP account. You just go on to kdp.amazon.com, create an account. It's on Amazon under the publishing company. Yes, it's called Kindle Direct Publishing. So it's KDP. So kdp.amazon.com. Now you go on there, you create your KDP account, and basically what's really important to do as well is to fill up all your information, including the get pet information, obviously. So you will find in that page that you will have something called bookshelf. Then you'll have, what was it? The books, report, and then community, and then marketing. And then on top of that, you have obviously the little image for your picture, if you want to put one, and then you have account. So you go to account, and then on the left, you will find that there's a very simple section called Getting Paid. Click on that, set that up. Make sure that you've got everything set up. So your bank account, your IBAN, your tax information and all that. So depending on what country you live in, it will be different. If you're living in America, they will ask you for your tax number. If you live in other countries, for example, in France, I pay taxes here in France. So, but I have a special number that it's my business number that I just put there. So you can do that. Does Amazon take the percentage? Yes. So exactly, great question. So when you are in that KDP account setup thing, Amazon does take a percentage, but I checked with, for example, I used to publish my books on something called 𝘫𝐿𝑖𝑠, which is a French company, but they actually don't look like they take as much of a percentage, but they say the cost of publishing the book is, and the cost of publishing the book is twice as much as on Amazon, for example. So Amazon does. However, you have a pretty good control. So basically what it does is you will upload your manuscript. Again, I'll take you through, Vicky, I'm going to send you that book. I just, if you get on the call with me, I'll send you that book. You create your book kind of page. You put your title, your summary of the book, name of the author, blah, blah, blah. You upload your manuscript. Then you upload your cover. And then you have what they call a previewer. So that previewer allows you to see what your book is going to look like printed, which is great because it really gives you a proper idea. It's very rare to find somewhere where you can actually get a proper look at what the book's going to look like when it's printed. I haven't found many, and oh my God, a lot of other platforms were so annoying on that. So Amazon's great for that. And just underneath that, you will find that Amazon will tell you the cost of the book. So, for example, a hardcover book, no, a paperback, is about $4 to $5. A hardcover is about $10. So it's about $4 to $5. Like a 250 pages book is about $4 to $5 approximately. And then you go to the next page, and there they tell you how much you want to sell your book for. So, for example, you decide. For example, I show that one of my book was for sale for €12. So you can choose your main marketplace, by the way. So if you live in the UK, for example, you will choose Amazon.co.uk, and then you will put in pounds what amount you want to sell your book for, and then right there you will see that Amazon will take a percentage, and then you will see how much royalty you get. I don't know why they changed it. They used to have options between 70% and 40%. Now it's 60%. So now it's like a 60% that you get royalty. So they take something like 40% plus the cost of printing the book, which, to be honest, is fair, I believe. So yeah, it's just very interesting to have a look. Have a look, play around with it. I would recommend you create a KDP account, set it up, have a look, and you can upload any manuscript to start with. It doesn't have to be your actual book, but it can give you an idea of what it looks like. So again, if you have a question, Vicky, feel free to contact me and to get in touch with me later on. I'm happy to explain to you in more details and go through that with you, through a Zoom call or something. So we're happy to do that, because then the next step is, next step is also, Amazon is doing a great job on that too. Step number 12, week number 12, when you have written your book, when you have published your book, it's live, it's like for sale on Amazon, and you're feeling exhilarated. First of all, you order yourself an author copy so that you can get it. I think I would get in trouble with my publishing company if I would do this for my existing book. Yes, you would. Yes. So if it's a new book, Vicky, if you write a new book, yes, you can do whatever you want. If you want to republish an existing book, you definitely have to check with them, or you kind of have to tweak it, update it, make like a new version of the book, and kind of add maybe some information in the book. It can't be the same manuscript though. And then I would recommend you still check with them, and then you might be able to republish your book, but with a different cover and a different ISBN and a different title, probably, unless they give you permission. Check with them, because normally when you work with a publishing company, they really have a look at the contract. They take away your publishing right, but only for 2 to 5 years. So I don't know when you published your book, but after 2 to 5 years, you're allowed to, you regain your publishing right. And whatever you do, you should never waive your copyright, your right as an author, your book, basically. But have a look with them. Let me know. Get in touch with me, and it's been over 2 years. Yeah, try and find the contract again to see what it says, and but otherwise, I would even give them a call or send them an email. They don't have to know who you are. Just ask them like what happens if or what happens when. And then they might, and then get in touch with me, and I can help if you want, with KDP. Excellent. Okay, so last step is the marketing. I'm not an expert at marketing, but I included this step because it is important. It is important not necessarily because you want to make big money or whatever. You can. And in the book that I've written, I've actually included very interesting articles that you can read. It's about a guy who published, who has a strategy, a marketing strategy, to have your book become a #1 bestseller. Yes. So if you want to do that, you can do that. And it's absolutely fine to want your book to be a bestseller, definitely. So go through it. And like I said, I will release that book next week, so you can have a look in there. And but for you guys who are in this live, send me a message afterwards, and I can send you the link to that article right away. It's not a problem at all, and you can have a look. But yes, marketing is very important. It's more important because, well, when you get good reviews, when you get when your book is out there, when you get, you know, you're visible, obviously it's going to influence, if you're a business owner, if you are an entrepreneur, it's going to influence your business in a positive way. It's going to add credibility to your business. It's going to be wonderful. So, you know, definitely do that. Also, good marketing, you know, if you have a page or a group, or if you don't, then create one. You can create a Facebook page or a group or Instagram page, whatever you want. You know, it's to be more visible, and it's also to allow you to interact with your readers. There's something that changed my life is I read a book. It's a trilogy, actually. I found this trilogy on Amazon. I downloaded the Kindle books, and I read them. And I loved them so much that I contacted the author. And she ended up being my mentor for the last 6 years. She's still my mentor today. And this woman changed my life. So you never know when you might change someone's life. And this is the wonderful thing about a book. I always say, don't underestimate the power of a great book. Because a great book is it's a subjective experience. It's a bit like art. It can be great to some people and not so great to others. It doesn't matter. As long as you inspire or you touch the heart of one person, it is worth it. So, yes. So, to market your book, there are a few things that you can do. Obviously, you can do ads. Thanks, Vicky. So, you can do some ads. So, on KDP, you actually have a whole marketing. And again, in the book, I included, and I can send you the marketing link for it's almost like a university. They give you videos and webinars, and they help you set up ads. Okay, so you can set up ads, whether it's on Amazon, on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever. But you don't really need to do that. However, what I found was most useful for me, and I think Alexandra and Jelani will agree, is to share your book in many, many, many different Facebook groups, because people are very responsive, and this is actually how Jelani and Alexandra found each other. And so, you know, just post in the groups, share with the groups, and also something that I've done that I love, and if you want, I can send you the contacts of the lady that I use, but for just $25, she creates book trailers. And with this lady, it was amazing, because she was just able to sense what my book was about, and she was really able to come up with the trailer and the music, and I didn't have to tell her much, and she just came up with something I loved, and it wasn't that much money. So I actually did book trailers for all of my books, so with her. So yeah, but you can find your own as well. And okay, Alexandra, also on Instagram, I found this platform to be the best. Well, so for Alexandra, I think Instagram is the best. For me, as a coach, it's not. Facebook is better for me. But as a writer, Instagram is just beautiful. Because, yes, for book reviews and for writing, and yeah, it's wonderful. And then, Vicky, my book saved the life of at least 2 people who were on the brink of ending their lives and decided to keep on keeping on after reading my book. That was worth more to me than all of the possible financial, of course, proceeding in the word, of course, yes. If it touches somebody's life, if it changes somebody's life, yes. I actually read a book called Jaguar by Alan Rabinowitz. He was a guy who was stuttering a lot as a kid, and he would just not stutter when he talked to animals only. And he ended up being the one that created, yes, you're right, Alexandra, we must find our own home on social media. I love that. Yeah, so he founded the first sanctuary to protect jaguars in the wild, in the Pantanal. And what's amazing is that I actually ended up writing about jaguars, but I also ended up going to the Pantanal, and so this guy changed my life as well. So a book can change your life, and when it changes somebody's life, it's just for the author. Let them, like, yeah, you want to let them know, but sometimes, often, we don't even know that we've changed people's lives. But when we do know, oh my God, it makes all of the difference in the world. Sharing the link to your book in as many book promotion groups as possible would help a lot. Yes, it does. Yes, Jelani, it does. It really does. Yes. And Alexandra, I agree. Yes. No, it definitely does. And Alexandra, I remember you found me in one of those groups, and you kept saying, you said something like, oh, this must be working because I keep seeing your book. So yes, so definitely posting as much as you can. Post different posts. Have fun. Canva is great for that. You know, for example, if you write a book about, I don't know, let's take Christine's example, a detox journey. So you can use different vegetables, different fruit, different images, different fitness stories, different whatever. So you can use different things to do that. So go with your gut again. You can use book trailers sometimes. So don't use videos or book trailers on ads because people don't watch videos. So you'll be paying ad for nothing. This is something I found the hard way. However, use a great visual, like a great picture, and provide a link. Just be careful, in some groups they don't allow self-promotion, so make sure you join group that allows self-promotion, otherwise you'll be rejected and it's just annoying. Unless you want to join these groups for other reasons, obviously. But yeah, and definitely, yes. No, I think it's a great thing to do. And get reviews. So one thing that I never did, but that you might want to do next time you launch your next book. I might do it for the next one that I'm going to write, not this one. But it's to get 10 people, at least 10 people that you know, friends, family members, whoever, who you know are going to buy your book. This is a strategy that somebody told me that I haven't had time to apply, but it worked for him so well. So you get 10 people to buy your book the same day, and then they read your book, and I think Amazon is about 5 days later, you can write reviews for the book you've bought. It can be Kindle version, doesn't matter. So you get them to write the book, read the book, and then publish a review on the same day. So let's say you publish your book on a Sunday, on Monday they buy it, on Friday they publish a review. Now if you have 10 5-star reviews, whatever category you have chosen, it will propel your book right up to the ranking. I don't know how it works. I think it's something to do with the algorithm. So it's a robot thing, but it helps propel your book way further to the top. So that's a very interesting technique, and obviously I've written too many books. I couldn't ask 10 people for each of my 9 books to buy my book and review it. But if at least for one of your books you can do that, then you will be able to fly up the ranking, which is great. Because that's what Amazon, the only problem with Amazon is that, and with the internet in general, is that it's difficult to be visible. So to be as visible as possible, just do that. Just do as much as you can post, but also try and find out how those robots work, and just apply that. Somebody else told me, and I put that in my book, but I'm going to tell you here. It's he is a business specialist and a social media marketer. He said that every 5 posts you should offer something for sale. So for example, if you have a Facebook group or a page or Instagram or whatever, for 5 days you kind of do something that adds values to people's lives, or you offer something to them. So you share the story, or like Alexandra does, you share reviews of books and stuff. You can do that, or whatever, you do a book trailer, or you ask a question, or you post a video, and then on day number 6, so no, it's every 5, so 5, 6, so 5 days of value, 1 day of sales. 5 days of value. It's not actually like a week thing, it's just 5, and that's what he found worked the best. So I don't know, just try it. I've tried it, and I found that it kind of works, yes. What worked for me the best was when I was really focused on selling my books. At the moment, I'm more focused on finding clients for my coaching business, which is doing really well, which I'm really happy about. But at the time when I was publishing my books and I was promoting them, they actually did really well. But all I did was sharing on groups. So, and I'd share different kind of posts. So sometimes with just a catchy title and then a link. and I shared that with a beautiful photo. Other time there was a longer summary of the book. Other time, the great thing that people want to know about your book is what value is it going to bring them? How is it going to change their life? What is it going to do for them? So, you know, doing more posts like that as well helps. And I would do that pretty much. I had a few books, so I would do one book a day, and I think one book per week, basically. And that was pretty good. I reached quite a few people, and I never did paid ad on that. So, yeah. You can try some paid ad on Facebook or Instagram. Instagram is great, actually. The posts become a lot more visible when you pay for ads on Instagram than on Facebook, I found. But on Facebook, you generate more comment or more interaction. So it depends on what you want. I would say give it a try, but don't overdo it. You know, just to try. Don't pay more than, say, $4 on Facebook or whatever if you ever want to do paid ad. But you don't really need to be honest. You can definitely sell your books really well, just publishing them in different groups. And remember, I mainly aim, in my coaching practice anyway, I work with clients who already got a business, a coaching business or any kind of business really, the fitness business, and basically they already have clients. So, you know, it's a great thing to add as part of your package for your clients, or to really add value to what you offer to your clients already. So this is a bonus. And yes, there's something I wanted to say and I didn't say it. When you have clients, try and be different. I think it's great when you can tell people, hey, you know, you are with me. I'm going to send you a hard copy, like a paperback of my book. You know, not everybody has to send a PDF of their ebook. It's not always the thing that, you know, don't do that as a freebie. Like, make them feel valued and send them the paperback of the book. It's such a difference. And I think Alexandra would know the difference. You know, when you're a book reviewer and you get a paperback of a book, it's so different. It adds value. So your book is your testimony, it's your legacy, it's, you know, it's what I love about helping people manifest their books and actually bring it into existence is that it begins as something they've imagined and it becomes something tangible, something we can all touch, order, and hold. So, you know, for this new year 2022, which is really funny actually, because right now it's 2022. Wow. So for this new year 2022, how about becoming a new you and making more dreams come true? So this is beautiful. Thank you, Jelani. Thank you. So thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. I'm actually open for a question and answer Q&A if you have any questions. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. I will let you go. I'm very happy that you were able to join. If you haven't been able to join, I would love for you to watch the replay. Feel free to watch it anytime. And for anybody who watched the replay and gets in touch with me, I'm going to post a link in the groups. Yes, I know, Christine, 2022. Wonder what that means. You're welcome, Vicky. It's a pleasure. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Mwah. Have a great dinner, everybody. I think it's dinner time. Thank you, Christine. It's beautiful to have you all here. So I will put a link if you ever want to book a call with me for free, absolutely free, just to have a chat and to expand on one of these steps or more. Let me know. But beautiful evening, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you. You guys are all amazing. I'm sending you lots of love and see you soon. Bye.